Hey Facebook, you know, as I read through my timeline and I read my posts and I look and I listen to the things that I see, and I see how the enemy is attacking people, okay, left and right. And I feel that a lot of people like myself wonder, God, why me? Why does the enemy just keep attacking me? Well, something we need to know, including myself. I'm not just talking to you guys out there. I'm talking to myself as well, okay? The enemy keeps attacking you because you won't go down, okay? What you need to remember is that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Nowhere did God say the weapon would not be formed, okay? The weapon will be formed. And you best believe sometimes the weapon's going to have your name on it, okay? But what you need to know and realize is it's not going to prosper, okay? Sometimes you just got to thank God for the things that don't go your way, for the things that you prayed for the things that you wanted, for the things that you planned. Sometimes you got to thank God, okay, that it didn't go that way. Because you see, God can see the bigger picture. We can't always see that picture, but God can see that picture, okay? We're quickly to give up on folks. We're quick to make a decision, okay, based on what we see, what the natural man sees, okay? And then we use things like common sense, okay? But you see, when you ain't dealing with a common sense God, you dealing with a spiritual God, okay? And when it's spiritual decisions ain't made out of common sense, okay? I tell people all the time, if it was left up to people, I'd done been in hell burning a long time ago. But you see, I don't worry about people. I don't worry about what people think about me, because you see, my relationship is between me and God. Okay? Perception is not reality, even though some people can't grasp that perception is reality to most. Well, sweetheart, I'm here to tell you perception is not reality, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to be ignorant, okay? I'm not telling you that if a person doesn't have a relationship ethic, you can't make them have it. You can't make a lazy person have a work ethic, okay? You can't do that. Okay, and not always are you going to change someone. Not always are you even going to have an impact on someone's life, because it's up to that person whether they're willing to accept you, or if they're even willing to listen, okay? And that doesn't mean, please understand that you're not always right. Neither am I always right, okay? Sometimes we need to remove ourselves from a situation so that we can see that, because it's much harder to see a situation when you're the one that's in it. Okay, so, don't get upset at God because this man didn't text you back, okay? Well, let me tell you something. Maybe that man didn't text you back because he's not the man that's supposed to be in your life, okay? But learn how to hear God for yourself, okay? I've been in a particular situation myself where all odds was against me. The human person, thinking, with the common mind would say, are you crazy? But they said Jesus was crazy too. You see what I'm saying? Now, don't be ignorant. There's a thin line between being ignorant, okay? But just remember that in order to birth something, as I've always said before, or to make major progress, there must be pressure. There must be struggle. But you got to use who you are and condition yourself, washed in the blood of Jesus Christ, in order to make that struggle flee. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. This is where favor comes in handy, okay? I would rather have favor over any amount of money. Because you see, favor says that the money that I need is going to be there, okay? Favor says that the thing that I'm dealing with, I'm going to overcome, okay? Favor says that it's going to work out, okay? Money comes and money goes, okay? Money is a piece of paper that people put so much trust in. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against money. It takes money to live. I understand that, okay? Money's not the root of all evil, okay? The love of money is the root of all evil. There's a big difference, okay? That's why I guess one of my favorite sayings is, say what you mean and mean what you say. But now, with this being said, remember that favor says that goodness and and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I don't know about you guys, but I've woke up before and I've had $20 in my bank account when I thought I had zero. And I could not explain to you how or why or when that $20 got there. But one thing I knew is that I had favor, okay? There were times when my car should have been repossessed. My house should have been foreclosed, but it wasn't. And you know why? Because God gave me favor. That's why. Okay? So what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about now is favor. Okay? You see, God puts people in your life for a reason. Okay? So when God gives you favor and He puts someone in your life or He gives you something, please know that you need to know how to handle that. Okay? Please know that you can push those things away. Okay, so if you can't recognize what God's give you past the what's the word I'm looking for? The imperfections of that person that God has put in your life, then you're never going anywhere. Okay, so at the end of the day, you're holding yourself back. Okay, what God has taught me is that I am protected by Him. Okay, so no matter what you do to me as a person, you can do it all day long. But at the end of the day, I serve a God that protects me and has placed favor all over me. You see, I know what I have to offer. I know what I bring to the plate. And I know that the man that God sends me is going to bless my life. And I realize that I'm a blessing to Him. Okay, I also realize that God comes first. These are not just words out of my mouth, okay? I'm not the typical person up on Facebook, okay, who serves God when things are good, okay? Now, I don't claim to be perfect. Never have been. Okay, but I do understand that you got to live some sort of way for God before you can start claiming all His greatness. Okay, because remember, just like reaping and sowing, okay, that applies to everyone, not just saved folk. Okay, and you reap off of what you sow, basically. Okay. So, therefore, you can't sow all these nasty deeds. You can't sow all this anger all the time. You can't sow all this bitterness and then expect God to bless you. It's the same way with the things God gives you and the people you put in your life. You mistreat them and you use them, and your blessing may walk out of your life for good. Don't ever think more than yourself than you ought. Because the same God that gives it to you, okay, can be the same God that removes it. Now, I'm not saying that God gives you things to take away from you, but I'm saying sometimes we get in a broken spot. Sometimes God has to break us. He has to remove things from us for us to wake up and realize that it's not everybody else's fault. It's time for you to be grown and take responsibility for what you do. Now, if you love what you got and you want to keep what you got, then you need to get down on your knees and you need to ask God for divine instruction and you need to get it together. Because you see, this is the thing. You want something good. Okay. So when God sends you something good, you best believe this person already know it's good. Okay. So my thing is this, and this is what I tell women all the time. You need to set some kind of boundaries, okay? And I'm not saying be so rough and so difficult that you can't find anybody, because your boundaries and your standards have been set so high that that individual doesn't even exist, okay? Because remember, no one is perfect. And anything good never comes easy. Okay? Remember that. Those are very important things to remember. But also know that when that man or that woman comes along and they look you in the face and they tell you that I know what I am and I know what I offer. I know what I will tolerate and I know what I will not tolerate. And that seems to be an issue for you, then you need to keep stepping, okay? because you're never going to be able to handle that type of woman. But be careful what you ask for, okay? Because you might just get it.